We did speak to Mark Mobius of Templeton Asset Management on what the road ahead is for India in 2010, and he also said that he's bullish on gold as he expects inflation to be a big matter of concern over the long term.
2010 will be good for not only India but emerging markets in general. But I must remind everyone that there will be corrections along the way. With a pipeline of IPOs of over 200 billion, obviously there will be some pressure, downward pressure. And although the cash is coming into emerging markets, we may see corrections along the way. Interestingly enough, the Rusal listing in Hong Kong will be a bellwether indication of how much the market can take in terms of new IPOs. So I would say that would be the only proviso I have as regards to the markets. But I think generally speaking, the outlook is good. Well, I think I can't give you names of companies because we may be involved in buying or selling, but I can say this. Given the infrastructure requirements looking forward for India, obviously building materials, cement is going to be uppermost in the minds of investors, and those companies should do fairly well. In addition, some of the construction companies, of course, will be benefiting from the very high infrastructure spending. But we have always been interested, particularly recent years, on consumers. The problem, and this, by the way, is very apropos when we're talking about IPOs, we would like to see more consumer stocks, disposable consumer product companies coming into the fore. I think that would be very, very good. The current list is relatively expensive. The aspect would come in a number of areas, but most and foremost would be supply of money. In other words, if inflation in the U.S., in China, and some of these larger economies grows to such an extent that money supply is restricted, then, of course, that will hit markets globally, and most particularly emerging markets, because that's where the pullback would probably come first. The question that many of these currencies, emerging market currencies, have gone way beyond where we would want to see any more appreciation. A Brazilian real, for example, has appreciated 50% against the U.S. dollar, and we've seen other currencies, including the rupee, getting stronger. I think we're at a point where the depreciation of the dollar will not be as great going forward. And, of course, if interest rates go up, that means we're in a different ballpark. That means that the dollar could be sustained. But as it stands now, I think we're going to continue to see dollar weakness.